Alright everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Captain Crush. I'll be your host for the next 15 or so minutes. What I do is I break down the NBA fantasy scores on PrizePicks, Thrive Fantasy, and Underdog every single day, followed by a live stream later on in the day where I take community questions, we do community slips, and more. If you want to be a part of it, just hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, give me a like because I promise you'll like the content. First, we have the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. We have a 6-point spread. Both of these teams should have decent rest. It's been a few days. And then the next day, Wednesday, I guess, we will have Miami Heat and Boston Celtics with an 8-point spread. The game we're going to focus on today is the Lakers game, over under 222.5. First, like always, we're going to go over to Thrive Fantasy where I make my two-mans. I have two cooked up. Unfortunately, the best props on the board were from two different games. D'Angelo Russell over 14.5 real points and Marcus Smart over 17.5 points plus rebounds. If you do these two, it's 3.2x, which is 0.2 more than PrizePicks. Also, if you use promo code CRUSH, you will get up to $250 matched right away, plus a free square. You cannot beat that, and you will be eligible for a free month trial of my Discord. All right, let's go over to PrizePicks where I discuss those fantasy scores. All right, so here we are on PrizePicks where we have LeBron, Joker, Davis, Jamal Murray. These are going to be the four studs of the game. LeBron was at 48.5 most of the game with the Warriors. Now we get him at a discount at 47. I kind of like it. His usage rate has been high. Let's go over to my notepad where I show you guys all the fantasy points per minute and the usage rates right quick, and then we will break this down. All right, first up, we have LeBron James, 1.48 fantasy points per minute with a massive 33% usage rate. Anthony Davis, 1.53 fantasy points per minute with a 28% usage rate. Austin Reeves, 0.81 with a 16% usage. Russell, 1.04 fantasy points per minute with a 22% usage rate. I want to highlight Lonnie Walker, 0.77 fantasy points per minute, but other than that, he has a 20% usage rate. That means when he's on the court, 20% usage rate, he's going to be handling the ball very, very often. Almost more than D'Angelo Russell. Think about that. Next, the Joker, 1.75 fantasy points per minute with a 27% usage rate. Jamal Murray, 1.13 fantasy points per minute with a 26% usage rate. The other ones I don't need to cover because I'm not going there. All right. So keeping that in mind, do we want to take more or less on LeBron? For game one, I will probably just fade this prop. I have another prop that I'm going to be targeting for him. Joker, 61.5 fantasy points at 1.75. If you multiply that times 38, you will get around 66. Now, take a look at his last five and what do you see? Green, 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 green. But regardless, forget all that. None of that matters. This is what is important. He has a ceiling of 71 fantasy points over the last five on average. His true ceiling is going to be around 80. So I know 60 is a massive ceiling, but as long as we're still getting it at 61 to 62, I'm going to continue to take more here. This is a new series, and whenever you go into a new series, it is going to be scary. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Anthony Davis plays elite defense. He will be clogging the paint, I think, so that would force Joker to assist more, but honestly, Joker's the best offensive center. Davis is the best defensive center. The two of them are going to clash. It's going to be interesting to see what goes down. I could see Joker distributing a lot, which I will target his assist for that reason. Okay. Anthony Davis, 50.5 fantasy points. This was all the way up to 55 a couple days ago in his previous series. He hasn't been doing too much because LeBron and the other bench players were getting it done. But more importantly than that, the Warriors barely showed up on the road, so he didn't even have to do much. He didn't even play a full game half the time. So blocks and steals, that's going to be his forte. I'm not sure if I'm going to go here again. This first game is always going to be a little dicey, folks. That's just the way it rolls. That's just how it goes. So if you're desperate for fantasy scores, some of you only get the fantasy scores in your state, and I know that. So this is what you could do. This would be the game plan. I would just go ahead to LeBron, LeGoat, the King James. You can't go wrong. 47 fantasy points. If you want to take more, I personally will not be doing this, so I don't want to hear any complaints if he sells because I am not taking this. Also, it's Taco Tuesday, and I guarantee you most likely LeBron will be one of the tacos, so you won't even have to go there. But my core is going to be the Joker, 61 fantasy points. I'll take a few shots on Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell, not going there. Jamal Murray, 41.5 fantasy points. I will be going there, but I do have other props that I like more. So these are the three that you'd want to target, particularly these two, and leave it at that. If they sell, they sell. They're high fantasy totals, but their fantasy points per minute justify that total. All right. You got to be willing to roll dice. It's a first game. We don't know what it's going to be like. I don't want to cover the Miami game yet. I will cover that tomorrow. But for now, these are are your two that you want to target. Jamal Murray, 41.5 isn't half bad either. You can see he has a 50-point ceiling. Unfortunately, Jamal Murray can be really hit or miss, as well as Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is all the way, look at this trend though. Bust, bust, hit, 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 and he's slowly been trending up. Now, during that game, it felt like he was finally getting his confidence back. He was getting his shot to fall, but more importantly, he was grabbing rebounds. He was dishing out assists. You want from a fantasy point total, you want someone who's going to be doing all three of those things, getting it done, crushing. AR-15 has a ceiling of about 40 on any given night. 26 is just a tad too low. So you know what? That being said, go ahead and just take him. Go ahead and take AR-15. I don't hate it. 26 fantasy points. You could do a 2-pair like that. It would be fine. I'm staying away from the rest. Aaron Gordon, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Aaron Gordon. I know he's going to be right around that number. He's going to be close. Look at his last 5. He's always right around the bar there. It just depends if he stays out of foul trouble and what his role is going to be. I can't wait to see this game. So that being said, let's move on to the other points and other totals that we have going on, because I have a few props that I want to target that are on other stats. All right, so here we are with my notepad open. I have a couple props here that I want to go over. Michael Porter Jr., more than 0.5 turnovers. Basically, all he needs is 1 turnover. Buyer beware, these are very volatile. Anytime you're taking a turnover, a block and steal, or a 3-point made, you have to know that you're playing roulette, because even though they may be mathematical probable, they're still very, very hard to hit. Everything has to go right. And while you're at it, throw free throws into that bucket too, because that's very hard too. They have to get to the line first and then sink those free throws. And as easy as it seems to be, they always tend to miss, especially this playoff season. All right, so we have MPJ over 0.5 turnovers. All he needs is 1, just 1. Can we get just 1? 53% chance to hit, which we love. We will be on the winning side more often than not. Minus 120, and my model projects it for 0.7 turnovers. That being said, he checks all the boxes. There is really no narrative yet or any trends that we can look at, even though I value both of those things. This is the first game of the series, so we can't really predict that. Next, Jamal Murray over 30.5 points, assist, 53% chance to hit, minus 125. Model projects it for 34.8. That is taking more. Whenever my model has that big of a discrepancy, that's usually going to become a staple in my slips tomorrow on multiple sites. So Jamal Murray 30.5, he can get hot from 3-point land. We know he likes to dish out assists. I believe Joker's going to be dishing out more assists. So hopefully he's dishing them to Murray, and hopefully Murray's dishing them to Joker. If we can get that symmetry going, if we can get that, it would be great. Let's get it one time. Dennis Schroeder, probably my least favorite, 8.5 points more, 53% chance to hit. It's minus 130. My model does project it only at 8.2 points, so it's going to be right there on the nose. If you want to take a pass on Dennis Schroeder, I'm never going to hate that. He literally got ejected last game, which affected his performance. He should be well rested. They have been leaning on him more. They have been leaning on their bench. If he comes out and has a good game, most likely that's going to be their key to having a victory. Bruce Brown, less than 11.5 real points. What can we say about Bruce Brown? He's tilting. Sometimes he gets garbage time, sometimes he doesn't. But what do we have here? We have 53% chance to hit, minus 135. My model projects him for 9.3 points. Again, a 2-point discrepancy or higher. So we are going to go ahead and go with it. That'll probably be a staple. It's always risky when you take unders in playoff games. I know a lot of people think, what is with this narrative that people think if you take all mores on a playoff game or you take all lesses on a playoff game, you're a fish. None of that matters. If you feel like taking all mores, take all mores. If you feel like taking all unders, take all unders. Doesn't matter. If you're getting value and it's a good play, who cares? Just go into that PrizePicks thread where they do the $1 million thing and just read the comments, and you'll instantly know how dumb the public is when it comes to sports betting. It's just ridiculous. And I'm glad that you guys are here, because you will not be one of those people. Moving right along, D'Angelo Russell over 14.5 points, 53% chance to hit, minus 135. The model projects it at 15.8, which is 1.3 points higher than what he has listed for. Anytime you take D'Angelo Russell, you got to be prepared to have that sold marker and the miss marker on your slip. It's just how it goes. Can he go over? Yeah. Can he go under? Yeah. Does the math favor him to go over? Absolutely, by 1 point. And Vegas likes it too. It's a 53% chance to hit. So we'll take the more, we'll soak it up, we'll suck it up, and we will move on to Austin Reeves, 1.5 threes more. This is one of those volatile props that I was talking about. AR-15, he can get hot from 3 anytime. Okay, 53% chance to hit, minus 135. The model projects it for 1.9, which is 0.4 higher, so it's always going to be a dice roll. But I kind of like Austin Reeves' fantasy score more now that I've had a chance to discuss it live on this video. I've changed my mind. It happens. I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm the host. I can do that. So Austin Reeves over 26 fantasy points. I probably like that a little bit more than this 1.53 points made, but I don't mind either or. You can go either which way your little heart desires, because at the end of the day, it's the first game and we can't really make too many predictions because we don't have narratives or trends, which is a big part of my overall process. We have 2 out of the 4 check. So bet light, don't go crazy, manage your money correctly, play within your means, and let's go over and let me see if I can find anything else that I like while I'm here. Okay, Nikola Jokic, the Joker, the true MVP. Embiid's over in Cancun while Joker's in the Western Conference Finals. You're telling me Joel Embiid Game 7 is the MVP? Take a hike. Cry your way back to the locker room like you did a couple years ago, courtesy of Kawhi Leonard. Now, Tatum. Everybody was hating on Tatum for Game 7 except me, the captain. He came out there, he balled a 60 fantasy point game and an absolute crush fest. Keep that in mind. Now, going back to Joker, 9.5 assists. Remember the blowout game that they had when we played him last in the Suns? This man was blowing them out by 30 and somehow got to play over 35 minutes. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was chalked. He came back in and he covered for us. So guess what? I believe it's going to be the same thing here. The paint pathway is going to be clogged. He's going to be dishing more. I'm hoping that he dishes it out to Murray. Again, I say that. I like that play. I think that's what's going to be happening. Anthony Davis is going to be playing stout defense like always. If he shows up, he could not show up and Joker could just have his way. But I think that's a good prop to target. LeBron James over 5.5 assists. Anytime you're going to get LeBron at over 5 to 5.5 assists, it's an auto more. I wouldn't take under. If you want to take under, just fade the prop. Honestly, just don't be taking under on LeBron James assist. I don't think it's the right time to do that. Austin Reeves, I believe you can take over here. Vegas actually favors the under at 4 assists, but take a look at these trends. Bust. He's just been distributing more. We get a nice even number. We get push equity. Again, I'm on his fantasy score. I like that more, but Vegas thinks that this is going to go under, okay? But my model thinks it's going to go over. So no narratives, no real trends. It's up to you. It's a 50-50. Take your choice. Like I said, it's in play. I'm just mentioning it. AD, anytime he's going to be at 2.5 assists, you can go ahead and take more. I'm not going to go there, but it's definitely in play. Jamal Murray, obviously 6 assists. It's in play. That will be bumped to 6.5. I'm all but sure of it by tomorrow, but you will have this out early. So if you want to go there, you can. But again, if I'm going with an assist prop, it's going to be the Joker. All right. Okay. So here we are at dunks, the fun props. If you want to take LeBron over 1 dunks or Aaron Gordon 1.5, I don't hate that. Aaron Gordon does catch a lot of alley-oops from the Joker down low. So LeBron, how many times have we seen LeBron do a dunk and then stare down the camera over the years? The last 20 years he's been crushing. He's probably done that a million times. No exaggeration. But it's always a gamble. If you want to go there, you can. We'll cover more of this stuff tomorrow on the live stream, but I pretty much covered everything that I want to cover here. The good news is that May 19th, women's NBA starts. We're going to have like 4 and 5 and 6 games sometimes to choose from, which means a whole prop board full of professional women's basketball players that's going to make this so much more fun and profitable. I did dabble in a little bit of MLB today because of those hot dogs, and I did get lucky. I wish I would have posted it. Probably why it did good, because I didn't. So I covered everything I wanted to cover here. I'm going to do one more thing. Let's go over to Underdog Fantasy, where I make these pick'em contests for you folks, okay? Dennis Schroeder, higher than 8.5 points. Michael Porter, higher than 0.5 turnovers. Jamal Murray, higher than 30.5 points plus assists. LeBron James, higher than 14.5 rebounds plus assists. And lastly, Jeff Green, 7.5 PRA, take higher. I know it's crazy. I did that on purpose. It's good value. It's 53% chance to hit, but it's a total dice roll. As you can see, I only put 5 on here to win 50. I insured it. If you don't insure it, it'll pay out 100 in this pick'em contest. But I just do on these on these underdog pick'em contests, I just do 5 to win 50, insure it. If it hits 4 out of 5, you get 2.5x. Now, the biggest thing of all, if you use promo code CRUSH, you'll get your full deposit matched. You only have to deposit a minimum of $10 on their site. Number 2, you get that free month trial of my Discord. When you screenshot it, you let me know you did it. You signed up with code CRUSH. I will get you in there when it launches. I've been working my tail off all day trying to get that done. You guys know as soon as it's ready to go, number one, and then number two, you'll all be getting that free month trial that have signed up for it. I promise it will be honored. As I've said, it will be done. I'm hoping, I wanted to launch it today, but it's not quite ready, and I won't release something that's half cocked. I do things 100% or not at all. I did that video for you earlier. I hope you check it out, the fantasy sports video. When WNBA launches, I hope to have my product ready. I partnered with Dub Club. Some of you may already be subscribers on other people's Dub Club. It'll streamline everything, and that is why the process is taking a little bit longer, because I'm learning their software, their program, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so one more thing I want to do is check out Outlierbet Insights. Okay, and here we are in Outlierbet Insights. You can see what these are. These are basically just your straight up news articles that you need to read. Jokic has failed to exceed 28.5 points in 13 of his last 18 games at home. You can see Jokic has failed to exceed 1.5 3-pointers. All these things are here. These are just good little tidbits. It's good to get your mind right. I read it every morning when I'm on taking the dogs for a walk, or if I'm using the bathroom, whatever it is, whenever I have my downtime, I check all this stuff out. It's just good. It's a good step to your process. You can go over to the prop section. You can see all the props that are listed, the Vegas odds, the hit rates, the last 10, the last 20. All this stuff is here, guys. I wouldn't support this. I wouldn't put this out here and my name on it if I didn't use it. I use it on a daily basis. It's a good app. And eventually when I have time, I'll make a full video breaking all this down for you guys. But lately, I've just been so busy. Right now, we only have one game. Tomorrow, I have another game, and we're going to go from there. But wait for WNBA. I promise we'll have multiple props to choose from. All right, so that's it. You've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. If you made it this far, you're a true soldier, and I appreciate you the most out of everyone. You guys are what keep me going. You keep me making content. I hope you like the editing style that I've been using. I try to make it fun and semi-entertaining for you. If you're new here, let me know in the comments, because you can expect more of this every day for WNBA, a little bit of MLB, PGA, and most of all, the king of the road, NFL. It's all coming. My website's going to be launching soon with the Dub Club /Discord. I can't wait for you guys to get in there so I can start doing live streams over there, and that is going to crush. All right, I appreciate you. Give me a salute if you liked the video. Good luck, and as always, crush.